Alright, what is up guys? It is your boy the Food coming back to you with another video. In today's video, we're actually going to be taking a look at the next possible events of 2B Vortex. That is of course chapter 31. Obviously with the latest release of Boruto 2B Vortex chapter 30, I think that a lot more bad than good could be happening with the potential assassination of Kobu, who is the advisor to the feudal lord of the Land of Fire, and why I think this could actually bring a lot of big consequences. And I actually want to take a look at whether Boruto could be potentially saving him from his fate. And that's why in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at that. So definitely join me as we discuss that. Let me not waste your time. If you enjoyed this video at the end, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. But without further ado, let's get straight to it. Alright, so just for a bit of context, I think we definitely need to take a look at Kobu as a character. I think that a lot of people don't talk about Kobu simply because he is not necessarily one of the most, big moving characters in terms of, bringing action to the manga or like fight scenes or anything like that. He's not doing anything crazy like that. But when it comes to the actual future of the story, he is actually playing a big role. This is exactly why Kashin Koji states that Kobu is actually a threat to their plans to bringing down the Shinju clones. And when you think about it, this is actually true because everyone is pretty much affected by the omnipotence jutsu. They know no better. So obviously characters like Kobu want Boruto to be captured and possibly killed for the murder of Naruto, which obviously we know did not happen. And so with this happening, we see Kashin Koji making up a plan to essentially use Inojin and the mind transfer jutsu to take over his body, take him up the Hokage's office at the top of the building, and we see Mamushi and his clones approaching him, and he is essentially trying to use this to kill the advisor. And basically the idea behind this is that with his death, they're just gonna claim that he just got slimed out by one of the Shinju clones, which in retrospection would be a great and a good idea. But we actually have to look at the ethical and moral side of this. Kashin Koji is one of those characters that is a lot more calculated, a lot more cold, a lot more neutral, and he doesn't necessarily stick to morals or what is good. He thinks of the greater good. He thinks of the future of not just Konoha, but also the planet as a whole, because obviously we know with the Shinju clones taking over, there are a lot of characters that have been foreshadowed to die. We have characters like Ada who would be taken over by Mamushi, and so many things that could potentially happen. Even Himawari would have died if not for the altercation of and the plans of Kashin Koji that he's trying to put into effect. And so he'll pretty much do anything to make sure that this happens, even if it comes at the sacrifice of one or two people. We've seen this in the previous arc. He literally knew that Yoda was going to die, and with that happening, he deliberately let it happen because he knew this would actually allow Sarada to unlock her Mangekyo Sharingan, and then obviously the defeat of the Shinju clones. So yeah. And I think in retrospect, it's actually very interesting because Kashin Koji as a cold and calculated character who actually doesn't think about morals, or just basically he thinks about the greater good rather than, morals or what's actually good. And, he would rather sacrifice one or two people over the overall, fate of the universe. We have our main protagonist. That is, of course, Boruto Uzumaki. He's a character that literally jumped into the field to save Sarada and the others, because he didn't like the idea that Kashin Koji knew Yoda was still going to die, and he never told him. And so this is another situation where I think with Boruto figuring out that, we are going to potentially see the assassination of Kobu, he might actually say, this is not what we are here to do. We are not here to kill people, and we're not here to do any of that. We are here to take the Shinju clones down. And while Kashin Koji stands and reasoning behind Kobu's death, especially since these guys are ninja, it makes sense, right? But knowing Boruto's character, this might actually not happen, and we could see Boruto stepping in to stop the assassination of Kobu. Now, if you had to ask me my opinion on whether Kobu has to go or not, I would honestly say that, in my opinion, I really couldn't tell you. I am a human being, and I genuinely believe that we should not be promoting the death of anyone. We should not be saying, as much as I hate Kobu, I'm not going to lie, as a character, I understand where he's coming from. He's trying to, He's here to make sure that there's no shady work between Boruto and anyone who's potentially working with him. Which obviously this is exactly the case. It's just he hasn't figured out that Shikamaru is communicating with Boruto, and you have people like Inojin who are teaming up with Kashin Koji. These are things that the feudal lord is trying to do, and he's doing it on behalf of the daimyo, as he did say in chapter 30. And so I'm not going to sit here and say, hey man, I can't hate what he's doing. And I think at the end of the day, it still doesn't make me like him as a character, because we know what Boruto and Kashin Koji are trying to do. They're trying to save the universe from destruction. And obviously, it's sad because the omnipotence jutsu has taken them a hold, and they don't realize what they're trying to do. And so, with that said, I genuinely do think that while I do agree with Kashin Koji saying, man, this guy has to go because he's a threat to us. If he figures out that Shikamaru is conspiring with us, he's helping us, this could be a problem, because it not only affects Kashin Koji because he'll lose connections and ways into trying to get more alliance in terms of defeating more of the Shinju clones. It also does affect the village in and of itself. If Kobu's to find out whatever is happening right now, obviously he's gonna cut funding for the village. And obviously, by retrospect, this also means Shikamaru could possibly be stripped of his Hokage title. And you never know what could happen after that. Not only that, characters like Inujin, once they get sniffed out, it's gonna bring shame and a lot of talk into the Yamanaga clan. And you have characters like Sai, who to this day we don't know what stance he's going to take in terms of, is he going to stick with Boruto or is he going to stick with the other side of the story? That is actually one of those questions that we still think about to this day. We have seen time and time again, countless times in the Boruto manga, where after the effects of Ada's omnipotence, we've seen so many characters hate on Boruto. Prime example is Inojin, my glorious bomb. He's out here hating on Boruto and talking about how, hey man, you killed the 7th Hokage. There are a lot of people that have talked bad about Boruto. And even though Boruto knows this isn't true, he hasn't murdered the 7th and he knows where he is, he's alive and safe. He tends to actually not fight back. He actually tends to have this character where he's more, I would say, a lot more forgiving and a lot more non-hateful. He's not hateful to these people because he knows better. And even though he knows he can't change them, he knows better, right? And that's why even characters like Sai and some of the other characters here, including Inojin, are wondering, why the heck is Boruto out here saving them, helping them? Why the heck is Boruto saying he would kill Inojin if he dare hurt Himawari in any type of way? And I think this is one of those things where it's growing onto a lot of characters, even if they are affected by omnipotence. You have characters like Shikadai. He said that, hey man, I'm out here and I'm ready to help you as a shinobi of the Hidden Leaf, and I will follow what you say. And this is him talking to his father, and he did say that, hey man, I always hear him already talking about I don't think Boruto's a bad guy, but at the same time, he hates him. He thinks that he killed the 7th. And so this is basically what we've been seeing time and time again, where even characters like Kobu, they want Boruto gone. Even the freaking elders, who I freaking hate to this day, they want him gone. But nonetheless, he has no resentment. He has no resentment towards them. He literally has no hate for them. So it's very interesting, because I could see Boruto saving Kobu simply because he just thinks, it's the right thing to do. And not because he's a goody two shoes or anything like that, but just because I think this is in his character. And so in conclusion, I could see this going, 3 ways. I think one of the first options is obviously, if Kobu dies, then that's just going to be it. Kobu dies, maybe Boruto doesn't manage to save him in time. Or we could see a second option where Boruto actually does pull up to save him from Mamushi. Or option 3, we could potentially see Inojin being the one to stop Kobu from being assassinated. Because remember, Inojin is still taking over him. Right? There's a possibility that we could see him saying, you know what, I don't like this. I'm gonna stop this, and this is pretty much what is going to happen. But I think it's very interesting, because in the next few days, as of recording this video, we're definitely going to be seeing what's going to be happening. So we are definitely going to be taking a look at chapter 31. I'm very excited to see where this goes. And I think this might add a lot of value to Boruto's character. Not only Boruto's character, but we also do have Inojin's character. We could possibly see some interaction between the two of them, where maybe it might actually open up to Boruto. As like I said previously, we've been seeing Boruto literally have no resentment for a lot of these people, which makes them feel strange about him. They think he's strange because it's like, why are you acting like this? Because someone who killed the seventh wouldn't be like that. And that's why we might see the greatest switch up in the Two Blue Vortex manga. So yeah, with that said, I'm definitely excited to see what could potentially be happening with this matter in the next chapters of Two Blue Vortex. You guys can definitely let me know what you guys think. And oh, by the way, if you guys definitely enjoyed this video, it would 100% appreciate me if you guys could actually like this video, push this video to get out there. And if you want to see more content like this, I do Boruto, everything Boruto manga and anime related. If you want to see more content like this, definitely hit that subscribe button. But with that said, it has been a video from me, the Fruit, and I will definitely see you in another video. Peace.